The players have made it to the round table. Here they will investigate one another to try to deduce who is walking the path of deceit and of the group who can be trusted. With already $35, I believe it was, in the players' pot, are the faithful ready to band together, or has confusion and discretion kept the traitors off their radar? Players, this is your first round table. You will soon banish one player from the game. All of you will vote to banish, and all of you could be the person banished, as no one is safe at this round table. I plead with the faithfuls to act strong. There are not a lot of players in this first season, so the time to act is swiftly now. Have you found anything that can help you determine the right direction? Are you able to make your case? It's time to find out. Players, the floor is yours.
Who wants to talk?
Yeah, right. What do we want to talk about?
I will start. I've heard three names. So I would like to say the three names that I have heard and give them a chance to defend. Does that work with everybody else? Okay, so the three names I have heard have been Ryan Patterson, Anthony, and Jessica.
I can speak. So I don't know why my name is thrown out. The reason that I've been given is that I was acting shady after I got the shield. But Traitors hadn't even been picked at that point. And so
well, so I didn't hear after the shield. I heard after we all muted and the emails went out that you stopped talking to people. That's what I was told.
This is the first
I
time
didn't see it
that,
personally
so.
because you did talk to me.
I will say the person that I've heard spread all this is you, Ryan, from what I've heard.
Really?
So
Okay.
It is weird that people who have,
because you and I were talking very fairly early on, and we brought in another person right away too. And
sorry, he was calling at me. Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I'm really confused because everybody who's talked to me and told me that they heard my name from you was after
well,
the
that's
shields.
I was shocked when I heard your name was mentioned. That's the first I've heard it.
Interesting. Okay, well, then we have three or four other liars, Ryan. So why we shouldn't be going after each other here? So
okay. Fair enough.
Go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's all I got. That's the only thing I heard. So
I did, to what Shannon was saying, I did hear Jessica's name too, and she did explain to people. So that's not news. I forgot who you said your third one was that you.
Me.
Anthony. Yeah.
Oh, Anthony.
Which my
that kind of surprises me because you've been like on the bottom of the radar the whole time.
So I am absolutely stunned, but I'm curious to know from those who heard my name why. But hell, I'm a damn faithful through and through. No, I'm not gonna even. I don't even know how to defend myself because I'm so stunned right now. So if anybody wants to share why my name's been floating around, please do, and then I'll defend myself, I guess.
So I
can tell you what I heard.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't have anything with Anthony, so if you want to go ahead, Shannon.
Sure. The one thing I heard was that you were in a private conversation with someone and that they were begging you to not murder them. And you are the one that brought that up, and it seemed a little unprompted.
You were talking about that earlier.
Oh, yeah,
someone approached you as if you were the traitor.
So yeah, I'll tell you, and I can totally find myself there. Why I found that awkward was because I felt like I was being attacked for being a traitor for absolutely no reason, but I'm now going to defend that person because when I step back, I realized that person was speaking in a general sense, as in you, not you, Anthony, but you and John, just don't murder me on the first night. And I think that's where this all stemmed from.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I took it as, what are you saying? Like, why are you attacking me as being a traitor? But then I'm like, okay, I totally get it now after stepping back. So I think that's
I appreciate you clarifying that, Anthony, because I believe that I'm the other person on the end of that conversation. And
yes,
I think it was a miscommunication. And I think I was just trying to be playful and jokey and be like, please don't murder me. Let's survive the first night. And maybe you took that the wrong way. And I wasn't accusing you of anything. And it was just meant as like fun conversation. So
that is exactly what you guys said in the breakout room earlier together too. So
exactly, I was in a room just recently with three or four others, and I said, I may have thought Jess, But guys, I'm gonna
did.
retract this now
He
because
did.
misunderstanding. So thanks.
Okay.
Thanks, Alex.
So two things I kind of noticed just in this kind of round table is all the people who have been spread around have started with one person, but the person I suspect a little bit, and I said this to a couple people, is Alex, you're a great person. You're very nice. But the way you were acting during that challenge, whenever we were going over the list, you would interrupt and repeat different things as we're trying to get through it, trying to cause a little chaos maybe. And then also, you knew you had a portion of the list to read to people and you left anyway. So those are the two things that kind of stuck out to me.
I instantly apologized for that when I got back. I didn't think about the fact that I was going to get yoinked from it and that I needed to read my things. So I do apologize. I got my items. I'm sorry I was interrupting. That is like a big pet peeve of mine. So I apologize to anyone I interrupted. But you know, I think even a traitor would want money in the pot. So I don't know, me being bad at challenges means I'm a traitor. But I'll be honest, I appreciate anyone bringing up anything. And so I think that as faithfuls, we should bring up any and all suspicions and not be condemned for that.
Exactly.
That's all I want to say. I said it to 2 or 3 people, so I just wanted to make sure I said it here because I'm not the type of person that's gonna say something and then not say it to you.
And I definitely appreciate that. I like I said, I don't think that makes me a traitor. I'm a faithful, but I appreciate you bringing it up. Like I said, I have heard a couple of names as well. Jess was one of them, but I saw that kind of get squashed.
Yeah.
And then I did not hear Anthony. I had heard a little of Ryan, but I also heard people talking about Stick. And so just I was saying I like people who bring things forward. I think a couple of people feel like you're really focused on the fact that you've never played this game before and that you don't know what's going on. And it's not that I think you're lying to us. I don't think that's the case, but I think it just seems to be like a central theme. It seems like in everyone's conversations, almost like you're trying to push to us like, oh, well, don't worry about me. I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, and that's fine. But the fact is that I don't know what I'm doing. Now I'm a little bit more aware of what I'm doing. But most of the time, there are many people in this room that I know and I've played with before. However, I want to try to create a rapport with all of you guys that I haven't. And I'm not a big online gaming person, and I want everybody to be aware of that.
Mhm.
So having that as a basis for me being a traitor is ridiculous. But also, if you had played with me, you would know that generally I am the bad guy all the time.
I would not have guessed that. I'm sorry.
No,
That's not
I
what
Yeah,
was
I would have
accusing
never
you
guessed
of.
it either.
See,
I
all
hope you don't
these
think that's what I
people
was
that-
accusing you of.
No, and that's fine. But all these people that haven't played with me don't know how I play Survivor, because when I played Survivor, I am cutthroat and I don't give a shit. But playing this game, I wanted to do something a little bit different, which was to play as a faithful. And it's really difficult trying to pick out who is actually a fucking traitor in this game, excuse the
I agree.
language. But that is my defense for I guess what you were saying.
I
I
appreciate
don't
it.
know what I'm doing, but now I'm getting a little bit more of a handle on what I'm doing. And I do need that. I need a couple of games to get my little footing in here so I can figure out which one of you people are the traitor. And I'm going to go back to Anthony again on that note. Anthony, when after we did the whole black screen and everything was that way, I went into a breakout room and you were talking fucking video games. Okay. Like, I mean, we're supposed to be trying to figure out who the traitors are, and you are talking video games. Okay. So I just maybe want to figure out why you would be talking video games when we're supposed to be.
Yeah, I could talk to that. But I also want to talk about what Alex brought up first, because I don't want, like Brady, I'm not going to be that person that has had suspicions and hide behind it. So I'm going to be upfront. So stick what Alex was saying about the the constant, I don't know what's going on, that rose alarm bells for me too. And hear me out, because I think you're amazing. I think you're a very cool person that I like to hang out with and drink with. I'll say that. But I think for me, again, just trying to suss out things and figure people out, it makes me feel like, okay, that could be a tactic, right? Like if you keep saying, I don't know what I'm doing here, I'm that safe person that nobody would want to get rid of.
Oh Jesus!
Or
If
right,
I
or
was a
like
traitor,
I'm that
I would not be acting like this at
right,
all.
but a traitor could do that to like stay under the radar. So that was my feeling on that. In terms of the video games, yeah, valid point. How that came up, we were talking about TVs. I did think I joined the conversation where video games are being discussed, and I said I just got a new TV, and then I bought a PS5 or whatever it is, and it came with Spider-Man. I don't know. I was breaking the ice, getting to know people. That's all.
Yeah, I think that's a big dynamic in this game is you're not just here to murder people and banish people. You're here to get to know people as well
Yeah.
and form that kind of relationship. And sometimes that conversation takes you out of gameplay. It does.
But
To
it's
be
also good
fair,
to
I was
learn.
to be fair, I was involved in the video game conversation as well, and that's how I took it. You were just trying to get to know people in the room.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
think
good
that's
to know
totally
how
fair.
other people might take that, so I appreciate that.
So is anybody sure what they're doing tonight? This is crazy. night two.
There's some people that we haven't heard from
Yeah.
that I would love to hear from everyone.
Same here. What's Ron think?
That he wants another margarita.
Mhm.
Still empty. Yeah, I think it's I think it's kind of a funny thing to try and pinpoint an accusation about somebody being a traitor by them having kind of like a little loose of a conversation. And if that's the case, then why were we talking so much about carrot muffins? Would be my question.
That was pre-traitor talk.
And I love
should
you,
say,
Stick.
so.
You know I love you, but I'm just saying you did the same thing, and it's innocuous talk. But innocuous talk is to help to cover up what somebody else might be wanting to talk about.
In Stick's defense, Ron, in defense of those two conversations, there was two
Can I
conversations
finish?
happening. Yeah.
Can I finish?
Yes. But
I'm done.
Point of
Go
order
ahead.
on that.
Oh my god!
I'm done.
The conversation about the carrot muffin and the conversation about sports happened before the traitors were announced.
True.
The video game conversation happened after. When most had started playing the game at that point. Beforehand, we were just trying to hang out. There
I'm
was
not
nothing to
taking
find
as
out.
detailed of notes as you are,
That's
though.
interesting.
So
And
I'm
also,
not
I
taking
would like
notes.
to.
I have one post-it note. That's it.
I would like to point out the fact that I was eating a fucking carrot muffin, then it became a thing. It wasn't like I was like, oh, look at my goddamn carrot muffin.
Right. You absolutely did not start the conversation.
Okay.
Not at all.
See, I joined in on the back end
my
of it, so I
point
don't know
with
how it
that
started.
is the only point I'm making with that is we're all going to have innocuous talks, and regardless of when it's going to come up, it could be a cover, it couldn't be a cover. It's a very hard thing to judge off of something so loose this early. So that's all I'm saying to that. As far as who I'm suspicious of, all of you, like, but I will say this: there's one person in this room I haven't had a single conversation with, and every time I go to try and find them, they magically disappear. And that's Ryan Go. And it could just be happenstance. And that's not me saying you're a traitor. It's just me saying it's a weird coincidence.
You know what's funny is the very last round
Ryan,
of breakout
why haven't
rooms.
we had a conversation yet?
Well, the very last round of breakout rooms, when I moved to another room, everybody said hi, and I said, "Oh my God, Ron's gonna think I hate him." Literally, I was popping out of the room as he popped in. So I think it is just a weird coincidence. I have not been avoiding you, Ron. I actually do want to get to sit down and have a conversation with you. You're one of the few people I haven't talked to as well.
I'm on a car. I'm in my car tonight heading over. So
okay.
There are some folks who still haven't had a chance to share what they're thinking, and I'd love to hear what other folks have to think as well.
Yeah, I'll jump in. I know I'm one of them. So I've been just watching the show so far and listening and taking it all in. But I mean, I have to agree. I think as someone who kind of plays a social game and things like that, like the argument about talking about muffins or video games or whatever, I think is not something I'd put any stock in, because you know you kind of got you at this point, especially it's night two and we're still getting to know people. So you know, you got to have a mix of some of those conversations and some about strategy and things like that. So yeah, and I mean, I'll own up just the same as Anthony did, and stick and say I was one of the people too that kind of considered that it might be a bit of a facade to kind of not know what was going on. I'm not 100% sure on whether you're a traitor or not, but I just wanted to not be shady and hide anything I've said. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Anybody else who hasn't spoken up, who wants to feel like they need to share?
Anyone see a timer, by the way?
Yeah,
Did
I
we?
don't.
No.
I know we heard from Jess and Shannon. I'm looking at my screen. Did we hear from Tina?
No, don't think so.
Oh, you caught me flying under the radar.
Stop talking.
Oh,
Oh,
Please mute immediately.
mute.
Oh,
All right. Thank you, everybody. Please mute. The time for talking has passed. It is now time for action. Please write down the name of the player you think is a traitor that you want to banish from the game. A reminder, you must hold it up facing yourself. Do not show the camera right away, but hold it up, and the paper must stay on the camera until we're done the whole round table. No communicating in any other way, please. Perfect. So I will ask somebody, they will unmute, reveal their vote, and explain why. Then they will re-mute once they're done. The first person that is going to reveal their vote is Ron.
Okay, my vote is for Alex, and it's gut instinct that's really speaking to me about this, and it could be because I've had 3 margaritas as well.
The next person to reveal their vote is Jessica.
I know we kind of squashed things out, and I didn't really hear concrete evidence, in my opinion, on, you know, strongly for one person, so I had to pick somebody. And I'm sorry, Anthony, I'm putting your name based on just the, you know, squabble that we had. I'm hoping that if you're still around that we can hash things out, though.
The next person to reveal their vote is Ryan P.
I have no idea who's a traitor. But I'm going on vibes as well, similar to Ron. And so there was some discussion, and I want to stick to that. So I am voting for Anthony. Whether it's now or after the game, give me your PSN name.
All right. The next person to reveal their vote is Anthony.
I'm going to stick with my gut on this one. I think I've explained why, but I'll just say it again. My suspicion of maybe pretending not to know the game and then getting really angry to the point of even swearing about me talking about video games. It's kind of made me even more suspicious now. So I'm going to say stick.
I see that. Hold it up a bit more. Thank you. Next person. Oh, please mute. Wonderful. The next person to reveal their vote is Alex.
Yeah, I do feel like I said a decent amount what I was thinking earlier. I do think the defense to kind of what we were saying did feel a little much. You're a great person, but I did vote for Stick as well.
All right. Thank you. Please mute. The next person to reveal is Shannon.
This is hands down the worst part of the game. I feel awful. This is based on gut feeling and the reaction when we came back from the black screens. And you looked a little guilty, and I don't know how much I believe, but I did enjoy talking to you the times that we did, but my vote is for Anthony.
All right.
I probably talked to you more than anyone.
You please mute. The next person to reveal their vote is Stick.
Okay, I can't swear at work, so I swear here. But my suspicion right off the get-go and my gut instinct tells me that it's Anthony.
All right, that's another vote there for Anthony. Please mute Stick. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next person to reveal their vote is Tara.
Yeah, this part sucks. Just listening, I came into this sort of undecided. I am going with gut too. It's not going to matter, it looks like, but I actually went for you, Ryan G. Hoping we can chat after this, maybe. It was just sort of, yeah, gut.
Right. 3 votes, I believe, are left. The next person to reveal their vote is Tina.
All right, I'm really sorry about this. I'm feeling like I was perhaps a little misled as to what was going down tonight. This is absolutely nothing personal. I was just trying to go with the flow, and the flow is wrong. So I'm sorry, Stick.
Thank you, Tina. Please mute. Right now, we are at 4 votes for Anthony, 3 votes for Stick, 1 vote for Alex, 1 vote for Ryan G. Brady, you are next to reveal your vote.
So I actually did not go with my full gut this time, but after hearing some of the explanations and a lot of finger pointing, it just kind of seemed weird, like you were deflecting. So I voted for Ryan Go.
2 votes for Ryan G there. All right, last vote. Ryan G, who have you decided to vote for?
I kind of ended up getting sucked into the flow on stuff too. I didn't know who else. It seemed like that was the group. So Stick, I'm sorry. Nothing personal.
Thank you very much. Please mute. Very interesting. Looking like you guys are at a standstill here. We have 4 votes for Anthony, 4 votes for Stick, 1 vote for Alex, 2 votes for Ryan G. So we need you guys to really figure this out. So I'm going to allow you, and I'm going to allow Stick and Anthony to speak. They are going to speak for 2 minutes each. And then we are going to vote again. If you cannot come up with consensus, we will put everybody on a wheel. All right. I will let Anthony start.
Hey, okay. So thanks very much, Phil. So I didn't expect to be in this position, and I'm actually pretty sad and ashamed that I've come across this way to some of you. Jess, I hope you believe me that I was taken aback by your comments, but then, as I said, and there were people here that were my witness. When I stepped back, I realized I was totally wrong. So if I do stick around, I do want to talk to you, heart to heart, definitely. I came into this game flat out knowing I would never survive as a trader, and I knew it would be a faithful through and through. So I don't know how to impress upon you guys that I am, and you'd be throwing away money. So I do hope I stay. Um, you know, I also I'm an honest person, and I hope I've proven that by, admitting to what I did, admitting to my suspicions and being open about it. And others of you have as well, and I really appreciate that. I've also learned a lot. Like, I probably came into this game, maybe I was chatting too much because I kind of thought, I don't want to chat too little because then, people just think you have no use in this game. So maybe I've given off the wrong impression because of that. But as I said, I would love to stick around to prove to those of you who really do think I'm a traitor that I'm absolutely not. I'd like to have some more one-on-ones with you. The whole, video game thing, I think I'm happy that most of you agreed that there's really no merit in that. I was really just breaking the ice, honestly. Is my time up?
Your time is up.
Oh, okay, thank you.
All right, Stick.
Okay, well, everybody knows I'm not technologically inclined by now. And yes, I suck at this game. Everybody or most people know that I am usually a cutthroat player. And if I was a traitor, I would be doing so much better at this than I am being a faithful. Not usually a not usually a good guy, which is really odd since, my occupation tells me I have to be, so I can't swear at work. I am going to swear here. And if you think that I am still a traitor after this ridiculous fucking comments, then you go ahead and you vote me out. Because, yeah, you don't want to do that. I think I'm done, Phil. That's all I want to say.
All right, wonderful. So we're going to let you guys all vote again. I know I told you to bring one piece of paper. If you have a second one, I appreciate it. If not, and obviously if you're going to change your vote or not. But just to make it clear, unlike other games, you do not have to vote for Stick or Anthony. You can still vote for anybody if you would like to keep that open. Meaning it still could be a tie. So we're just going to let you, if you don't feel that either of these people are a traitor and you feel like you got a vote to go somewhere else and you feel it might go that way, you are allowed to do that.
Can I ask a question, Phil?
Definitely.
Just to double check, you said consensus, not unanimous decision, right? So it does not need to be unanimous vote.
No, it does not need to be unanimous. Sorry. It does not need to be unanimous.
You
But
didn't
no,
say
sorry.
that.
Sorry. Yeah. But yeah, you do not need, if you don't feel that either of these people are a traitor, you do not have to vote for either of them. All right, please get your votes and hold them up again. And we're going to go through this one more time. Please hold up your votes when you're ready. And everybody can vote.
Oh, what? We get to vote for each other.
Or you can vote for somebody else, but everybody still gets a vote.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, we're going to start with Ron. You don't need to say why, just vote. All right. We're going to go to Jessica. Ryan P. Anthony, is that what it says? Yes. Okay. Anthony. Alex. Shannon. Thank you. Stick. Thank you. Tara. Tina. Brady. Perfect. And Ryan G. All right. Could I ask everybody but Stick to turn their cameras off? All right. Stick. You have been banished from the group, but before you are completely set adrift and outcast from this game, please say your goodbyes and please reveal to the group slowly whether you are in fact a traitor or simply one of the faithful.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. It was really great meeting everybody. I was super happy to play this game with all of you. It has been an adventure, and I was actually faithful.
All right. Thank you,
Foolish
Stick.
people.
And we will see you later.
You got it, guy.
All right. Everyone can turn their cameras back on and unmute. And do.
Oh, Ron.
Wow.
Oh, we screwed that
Sorry,
up
Stick.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did we
We're
lose someone
missing
else?
people.
Is Anthony
Yeah, we're missing
with me?
more people. Yeah, I guess sorry, Stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Well,
real.
she's not here to hear it.
She'll watch the recording back.
Will
She's gonna
she?
watch-
Will
Maybe
she?
not. Maybe
Yeah, she's gonna watch it like this.
I really only voted Stick because I heard her name like 5 times. I only heard other people's names once or twice.
Welcome
I
back,
voted
Anthony.
I voted
got
Stick
booted
because
out.
I'm glad you're here.
her explanation was, in my opinion, weaker than Anthony's on why she should stick around, because she kept saying, I usually play a villain, so it made me think, okay, so she wants us to think that she's not a villain this time so she could sneak by.
I'm
So
right there with you.
Anthony's explanation to
Yeah.
me was just better.
Turned out she wasn't a villain though, so
Yeah.
That's
I
what
mean-
happens to all the villains. As soon as they turn a good leaf, they die in a movie. So that's just how it goes.
Wrong with a villain.
That's a fact. That's a trope.
that is a fact, yes.
Well,
Yeah, to me, it
players.
just seemed
Oh,
it just
Phil.
seemed like Anthony's closing words were like more heartfelt, where Stick was just on the defense, and
Yeah.
that's why I
Very
didn't
true.
change my vote.
Very
Agreed.
true.
Same.
And-
So he
Well-
lulled us into a false sense of security, is what you're saying, Tina.
You sweet talking son of a bitch.
Listen, I want to say too that honestly, like I'm faithful. I'm glad that some of you saw that. I know there's some of you that I have to speak to because I feel like you think I'm a traitor, but I'm going to echo Stick's just demeanor. And when I said you swore at me, I don't fucking care. I swear every fucking day. Okay. My point was to say
Mom.
you're fucking talking about video games. To me, that was like, wow, you're like solidifying my feeling that you're a traitor. And then to keep hearing her say, I'm usually the bad person, I was so sure. Like I thought.
That's what
Anyways,
changed my mind was the bad guy comment.
two faithfuls would have
I'm a
been,
wrestling fan. Bad guys are always bad guys. Like
well, there you go. So
It
Well,
did
I mean,
sound like a really weak deflection.
Players, you have failed miserably by eliminating one of your own from the game. The traitors have succeeded in being undetected already. Are you all really ready to play this game? Or do we need to bring a stronger group in to compete with these traitors? It's time to band together, faithfuls. I will give you some time to regroup and to discuss with the other players how the game will go from now on.